So I want to welcome everyone here to City Hall. I wish we could, as you know, we always wish we have a bigger crowd for ceremonies like this. Today we are gathering to recognize White Ribbon Day. White Ribbon Day, for folks who don't know, is an effort to reimagine manhood, to inform the community and support men in the important role they have in ending domestic violence in our society. And we know, particularly in a time of COVID where isolation has increased, the mission is more important than ever. So I'm going to start off the program with a very important proclamation from the city, and then we're going to hear from a few speakers and then raise the flag. So if I may, White Ribbon Day. Whereas our community, the city of Melrose, is deeply concerned about the public health and public safety issues of sexual violence against women and all gender-based violence, including sexual assault, rape, domestic violence, stalking, and sexual harassment. And whereas the many cultures represented in our community are all affected, including straight, gay, bisexual, and transgender individuals, communities of color, immigrants, the youth, the aged, the infirmed, the disabled, and other marginalized individuals. And whereas the White Ribbon Day campaign believes that a majority of men wish to make a positive contribution towards ending this violence, and that by reimagining manhood, we can break down the rigid gender roles and power dynamics that contribute to and foster gender-based violence. And whereas our municipality, along with other municipalities across the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is committed to taking tangible steps to raise awareness, to support survivors, to hold offenders accountable, and to promote safety, equity, and nonviolence in our community. And whereas the city of Melrose recognizes the important work of the Men for Maeve initiative of the Melrose Alliance Against Violence, the Melrose Police Department, the Melrose Public Schools, and other partnering agencies. And whereas the White Ribbon Day pledge states, I pledge never to commit, excuse, or stay silent about men's violence against women. From this day forward, I shall promise to be part of the solution in ending all gender-based violence. Therefore, be it resolved that March 4th, 2021 is proclaimed White Ribbon Day in the city of Melrose, and that a brief ceremony and White Ribbon Day flag raising will be held today, March 3rd, and broadcast to the community on March 4th via MMTV, social media channels, at the Melrose Alliance Against Violence, and at the Melrose High School. It is signed by me on behalf of the city, the school committee, and the city council to be effective tomorrow, March 4th. Again, it's an honor to be here. And I want to bring up, who am I bringing up? I'm sorry, Mr. Perillo, who's going to take out the next step of the program.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. At this time, we will recite the White Ribbon Day Pledge. We'll be led by our Melrose High School Student Action Board senior team.
I will promote respect, dignity, and equality.
I will speak out against attitudes and behaviors that contribute to sexual assault and domestic violence.
I will remind myself and others that gender-based violence is an issue that affects all of us, regardless of our backgrounds and identities.
I will confront sexism, homophobia, racism, and other forms of oppression.
I will find out how to help when I suspect that someone I know is a victim or offender of sexual assault or domestic violence.
Please repeat after me. I pledge never to commit, excuse or stay silent about violence against women.
Please repeat after me. From this day forward, I promise to be part of the solution in ending all gender-based violence. Thank you.
afternoon, everyone. Once again, my name is Joe Perillo. I'm a guidance counselor at Melrose High School. And I'd like to take a minute to thank everyone here and everyone watching at home for attending our annual Melrose White Ribbon Day ceremony. There's a whole host of thank yous, and I'd like to start with Mayor Brodeur. Thank you so much for continuing to provide your leadership and your voice towards this very important cause. We greatly appreciate you being part of our day. Thank you so much. I'd like to say a thank you to all the Melrose public safety officers and staff for working so hard to keep our community safe, for all of those of us who either work or live in Melrose. I'd like to say a thank you to our Melrose High School student senior leaders. We have 4 of them here today. Thank you to Ferdinand, to Dan, to Jack, and to Dan. You've all been great role models for your peers over the past 4 years, and really over the entirety of your Melrose school careers. And you all have, I know you all have bright futures ahead of you as you look forward to your high school graduation and the paths that lie ahead. So thank you all for your commitment to this important work. I'd like to thank our 2 musicians. They're also Melrose High School students, Ellis and Will, for providing the soundtrack to this important day. Thank you, gentlemen. I'd like to thank the Men for Maeve organization for all the work that they do to help boys and men see themselves as part of the solution in helping gender-based violence. Thank you so much to Men for Maeve. Just a quick other acknowledgement. I'd like to thank Mr. Bolduck, who's been our flag bearer today, and our assistance dog at Melrose High School, Tinker. Another great positive role model in our community. And finally, I'd like to thank Ms. Rebecca Mooney, Melrose Alliance Against Violence Director, for her vision and assistance with such important programming as this. We cannot pull off this type of work without her leadership. So thank you, Ms. Mooney. Our group today present is obviously small. Our program's brief. This, of course, is for reasons of safety, but we all remain very committed to our cause. We all remain committed to doing our part to help end gender-based violence in our schools, our communities, our homes, and throughout our lives. Again, thank you all so much for being here today. This concludes our 2021 Melrose White Ribbon Day ceremony.
I will promote respect, dignity, and equality.
I will speak out against attitudes and behaviors that contribute to sexual assault and domestic violence.
I will remind myself and others that gender-based violence is an issue that affects all of us, regardless of our backgrounds and identities.
I will confront sexism, homophobia, racism, and other forms of oppression.
I will find out how to help when I suspect that someone I know is a victim or offender of sexual assault or domestic violence.
Please repeat after me. I pledge never to commit, excuse or stay silent about violence against women.
Please repeat after me. From this day forward, I promise to be part of the solution in ending all gender-based violence. Thank you.